The U.S. is the only major economy where projections of future growth are stronger today than they were before the pandemic hit in 2020. And in May, manufacturing activity was nearly as strong as it was in more than 15 years.
The national debt will soon breach $30 trillion. As a result, the government must borrow roughly 50 cents of every dollar it spends this year and next.
In this video, I'll be discussing how much money the federal government will pay you each month, thanks to President Biden's American Rescue Plan. I'll also be going over how some state governors want to allow people to keep receiving unemployment benefits while working part-time. This is your fourth stimulus check update and news report.
But Joe Manchin is just not on board on that idea right now and says talks with Republicans should continue.
You know, one of the things that your fellow West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito, she put on the table, just under $1 trillion, about $250 billion in new spending. Do you think that is going to be good enough for West Virginia?
Well, basically, if you look at the infrastructure and all that into it, they're looking at something. There's a jobs portion of that, and there's just traditional infrastructure. So if they're going to split that apart, and they've talked about doing that too, I haven't gotten intricately into that with the White House yet, and I'm glad that Shelley's doing, and she's doing a great job out there trying to find that sweet spot, if you will. So she'll report back. She's part of our G20 group, 10 Democrats, 10 Republicans. She'll report back next week. We'll see where she is on this and what we can do to assist and help get it over the line. It needs to be done. We need to do something in a bipartisan way. We can't continue on these types of projects because we were able to bring everything to fruition working through a bipartisan way. The Republicans didn't get everything they wanted the last time, as you recall. And basically, we're not going to get everything, but we can move forward. And the president has that desire and the urgency to get something big done.
I mean, the president did try to move a bit on the issue of infrastructure. He came down to roughly $1 trillion. He also said that there could be a 15% corporate minimum tax coming off of what he proposed before on the corporate tax, which you had been concerned about. But I guess my question is, to you, these negotiations have been going on for quite some time. Is this sufficient amount of negotiations right now that you're saying, okay, if they don't get a deal, it's time for Democrats to move on their own?
My friend, this is the United States Senate, the most deliberate body in the world, and it was by design.
But there's also a lesser-known relief option available to millions of homeowners struggling to pay their mortgages. The $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, passed by the Democrats in March, included $10 billion for the Homeowners Assistance Fund. And this provides money to states, U.S. territories, and tribes with the intent of staving off mortgage delinquencies, foreclosures, and other issues for homeowners. So the U.S. Treasury Department, which is dispersing the funds, is sending the money to states to distribute it through housing programs. Each state will receive at least $50 million from the federal government. To qualify, homeowners must have a mortgage balance of less than $548,000 as of 2021. They also must have suffered a financial hardship like a job loss. Now, support for a fourth stimulus check continues to grow every day. Congressional Democrats continue to push for additional checks and are hopeful that a maneuver that helped pass Biden's rescue bill in March could be used a second time. Millions of people who are still without a job or are working fewer hours because of the crisis are urging officials to provide further relief that could help them cover essential bills and pay down their debt. More than 80 members of Congress have signed letters urging Biden to provide repeated payments.
Progress is pulling our economy out of the worst crisis it's been in 100 years. And it's testament to the new strategy that is growing this economy, not only growing it, but growing from the bottom up and the middle out. Remember, when I took office in January, our economy was in a tailspin. Job growth had stalled. COVID was raging. Average initial claims for unemployment insurance were over 830,000 per week. Now those claims have fallen below 430,000.
So that is all the news in this video, everybody. If you folks found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Until next time, folks, have a great day and stay safe.